Hi everybody, welcome to Wingman Wisdom. I am the RV Wingman, and today I'm going to talk about something I haven't. Hi again everybody, welcome to Wingman Wisdom. Thanks for joining me today. Have you ever wondered, how are people so easily fooled? How can they be so easily taken advantage of? Well, how do you make up your mind on things? Seriously, how do you make up your mind? You make decisions on things. Are you sure? We're going to talk about that in today's video. I am a former campground owner, an old guy, obviously, and here around my virtual campfire, we talk about all kinds of things. Camping and RVing oftentimes, but pretty much life-related, because the things we talk about here on the channel are spoke enough to try to get you to think. Open your mind. You say you got an open mind? Most of us don't. Even me, when I say I got an open mind, probably don't. How do you make up your mind on things? I already asked that question, right? We're going to talk about some things today that will push back a little bit. And I finished reading, it only took me 18 years to find the book, but a guy named Scott Adams. You know who Scott Adams is? Brilliant. Brilliant. Now, you may hate this book. It's easy to read, it's short, and it will make your brain go, it will short circuit your brain, but it will make you think. And I love to think in my old age. Our brains are trained to take the easy road. They're lazy. They really are. And we latch onto things that we believe in. If we believe this one group of people are good and this one group of people are bad, we will see every story through that prism. It is called a cognitive bias. It is based on just a little bit of information, not the big picture, not the whole story, but our minds go, yeah, I got that figured out. Yeah, I know that. I know that. Well, all you know is that much of a very, very big subject, possibly. There's always, always more to know. And to not believe that you make these decisions based upon a bias is living in denial. So we all have this cognitive bias. Let me give you an example. Once you latch onto something, as I said, you're going to look at things through that prism. I learned last month that there was a Montessori school up in New York. I read the news story about it. That the administrators of this school were requiring their children to, in April of 2023, continue to wear masks outside playing. In April of 2023. It's based on a bias. That bias is could it be true? Maybe. I mean, based upon good information, they think it is. It's what they believe. I think that the smartest people are able to go, wait a minute, that's what I believe, but let me continue to look at it. Let me continue to examine and look at any variations of that. That's what truly smart people do. I'm not a very smart person, but I think that is what truly smart people do. So we are using our brains. It's the easy way. We lack the critical thinking skills that generations before us had. That's why I respect farmers and ranchers and plumbers and roofers and people that have to think a process through in their head to make it work. They don't pick up one of these things to figure out an electricity issue. They have to think it through and figure out what the solution is to this problem. And I think all too often today, we take the easy road. The other thing is we look for experts. We look for people that confirm our bias, and then we look for experts. Whether the guy that told you, wear the mask, wear two masks, wear a third mask. We look for people that are experts. We look for the experts in Washington, D.C. to tell us how to protect our borders, or we're going to do this, or we're going to save the economy. The banks are going to be okay. Oh, they're not going to be okay. When you give your life, when you give your brain up to the experts based upon this little spoonful of information they feed you, when you give it up to those experts, it's great, right? Because you have no responsibility anymore. Well, the expert told me to invest there. Don't do that. I use this as an example. I'm not trying to make anybody mad, but back in the days of slavery, they would not allow the slaves to get an education. Why? Why could they not go to school? Because a lack of information means you're easily manipulated. Easily manipulated. Guess what? The more educated people became, the less easy they were to manipulate. But there's something else. Our brains, again, we latch onto things that we believe in. And we don't like those things we don't believe in. Watch the media. I was in the TV news for a little bit of time in my early life. And the same thing today as back then. If it bleeds, it leads. Scandal leads. The bigger the scandal, they just squeeze it like getting more water out of a towel. We're going to squeeze more and pray for another scandal. People don't want good news. Well, you're wrong, Wingman. Well, not very wrong. If I was wrong, wouldn't the news, all the TV networks running good news instead of horror news, and all the people that are dying and the banks are going out of business and the economy's in shambles, or all those bad people over there? Look how good and virtuous we are. They manipulate us. Our brains are lazy. We lack critical thinking skills. How can we get out of this? I don't know if we can, because we are all on default. Our brains take the easy road. Life is easy. You got air conditioning and most of our needs are met. We are being sucked into these vortexes. The medical industrial complex I talked about recently. We're being sucked into this camp or this camp. They want our time and they want our cash. If they can get both, they're going to do it. And they do that by pitting one side against the other. So how do you make up your mind? I hope that this video will get you to go, wow. Because you may say, I'm not like that. I'm too smart for that. Are you sure? Because I'm pretty sure at one time in my life I was pretty smart. And the older I get, as I say, the more I find out I don't know a whole lot about nothing. But I do like to read, and I do like to open my mind, because it shows me how locked I was on these opinions on things. They're not all bad. They're not all good. I like to think. I want to push back. I want to bring up things around my virtual campfire that will help you go, wow, maybe when the salesman is trying to shove this thing down us, he's pushing our emotional buttons, like the TV news is pushing our emotional buttons. Slow down. Think. Before you make a decision, don't look at some expert. Don't look at me as an expert. I know you probably won't, but don't look at people and place them on these pedestals. Because when you do, you fail to accept responsibility for your decision. Because when things go south, what do? Most people go, well, he told me to do it. She said it was the best thing to do. I would never say that. I say what I think is a good thing to do. I have RV dealers I trust. I trust them implicitly and think you can too, but you have to make that decision. You want to do it? Great. You don't want to do it? That's fine too. But be responsible. Keep an open mind. Try at every single decision. Analyze. I used to produce TV. I'm the worst person to ever watch a TV show with, because I'll sit back and go, okay, honey, you see that? Why do you think they put that person in that commercial to do that thing? Why do they have to inject that? Because they want to, it's normal. That behavior is normal. And guess what? Our brain thinks it is. We have to understand how they're trying to lead us and feed us what they want to tell us. Let's not be like ignorant people who, we know enough. Well, life is pretty good for me. Sometimes I wish I could live like that, but I can't. The older I get, the more I want to know how much I have overlooked in my youth. So that's what I do here on Wingman Wisdom. Push back a little bit on conventional thinking in hopes that you will go, wow, I need to be more responsible. I need to be more helpful. Life is short. Own it. Be responsible. Make decisions based on what is right for you. Try to be thoughtful and kind and all that other stuff, and I'm not trying to be preachy. I'm just trying to suggest that we would be better off if we slow down a little bit and ask ourselves the question, what is that person or what is that news media trying to get us to do or to believe? Why did they put those people in that TV commercial? What's the real message here? Drop a comment below. What do you think about all this? Maybe it's a whole lot to do about nothing. And, I wish that I could think that way, but I can't. If you do like this video, give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, share it on social media with your family and friends that may need a little bit of Wingman wisdom. I know it's a different kind of a YouTube channel, but I enjoy doing it. I appreciate each and every one of you for being a part of my virtual campfire. I'm Alan Warren, the RV Wingman. Be safe, have fun, play nice, and don't leave your good manners at home.